News 46 is brought to you in part by...
All across America, people are comparing Dish Network to DirecTV and cable and discovering that Dish Network provides extraordinary television quality at a better price.
If you want the best value in entertainment, then you want Dish Network.
Now you can get Dish Network with over 120 channels, including local channels, for just $24.99 a month. And only Dish Network includes HD for free for life.
Why would you ever pay more for TV?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Who was the contact on this item? It didn't have a sponsor.
Jonius is Rick. There actually was no single contact. It was a petition signed by, I believe, about 39 or 40 citizens from this area.
I think I would like to put, I would like to put it on the agenda and do away with this town board. With one exception, don't mess with the fire department. I like this fire department. They're all good, hard-working people, every one of them.
I can understand why some of them would like to dissolve the town board, but because of some of the actions. But I think maybe, like was just addressed by Lorinda over here, you'd give this new town board a chance to get some things done. I don't see a problem with that at all. But I do know that the taxpayers of this valley sent a clear message to Ms. Shoup and to Mr. Dolan that they didn't like their politics. And I can see that they did not even put Mr. Rust back on that board, who had served on the town board previously. But I say again, I have no problems whatsoever with the new town board members.
Carolyn Endersby, I would like to speak against the motion. In the most recent election, a plurality of voting residents decided to elect members of a town board that they see as worthy of their vote. I ask you to consider those voters' wishes and allow the new board the ability to do the people's business. It is important to remember that long history of service that the town boards of Pahrump have provided for its residents. A community has been built here in the Pahrump Valley through much hard work by many worthy, well-meaning citizens. Those founding citizens didn't work all those years to see their efforts be negated by factions who do not embrace a vision of a town of Pahrump that has the good of their community at heart. It is my opinion that in these times of economic stresses impacting our nation, our state, and the communities within our counties, that we as leaders do not act in any way that may cause more hardship for those families and businesses that call Pahrump and Nye County their home. These extraordinary times.
Okay, first of all, your first comment, there is no motion. It's an agenda item.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
The action, number one, to set a date, time, and location for a public hearing to determine whether the best interests of the town board are no longer served by the town board form of government might be our best option, because I don't see a lot of people here speaking either way. You know, 40 people signed a petition, and I think maybe one showed up.
260, NRS 269.022 specifically indicates that the question of whether or not to disband the town form of government can be done by this board putting it on for a ballot question.
But isn't that what the statute says, that we have to put it on as an advisory question?
No.
It doesn't?
No.
Oh, it says we can put it on as
It's
yes
an up or down, yes or no vote.
Yeah.
With regards to whether or not you should cease functioning as a town board.
And then if the vote comes in the affirmative, then we could move forward to disband it.
Well, actually, if the vote comes in that it's against the town board of government, the statutes indicate that the town would cease to exist upon the completion of the last term of office.
Right, I understand that. And there's a lot of other information that I don't know if I'd be going outside of the scope of this, and you stop me if I am, but there's other information to consider about what the town board costs, what the cost would be to the county. Would there be any savings to us one way or the other? there's a lot of those other issues why I would make a motion for number 1, set a date, time, and location for a public hearing to determine whether the best interest of the town board, and I'd like to set it for 2 months from now. That'll give this current town board a few more meetings to see if the people who did sign this want to back off from their point of view.
Make a small recommendation, Mr. Shinhofen. This is going to be such an emotionally volatile issue that I really believe you need to set an evening meeting, and it needs to be a special meeting.
Yeah.
Rather than holding it during a regularly scheduled Board of Commission meeting. That's just my opinion. I really don't support this at all, and I will tell you why. I have a couple of reasons. The first one is that I think it's fundamentally unfair to the new board. I think that the people of Pahrump, we do not give a lot of them enough credit. They absolutely saw what was going on in their own community, and they very decisively determined that they were going to oust the 3 incumbents who were up for re-election. There was no question about that. I think that the Pahrump voters, the Pahrump citizens, are ready to embrace change, and they indicated that through their very decisive vote during the last general election. The other problem I have with this, and I would certainly welcome at any time if Mr. Kunze wanted to participate in this discussion, but I don't think that people realize what they're asking for here. I look at some of the signatures on the petition, and these are the same people who send me emails continually insisting that the county get out of the town's business. And what we would essentially be doing if we facilitated an end to the town board form of government as we know it in the town of Pahrump is for the Board of County Commissioners and for the county to take over essentially every single function in the town of Pahrump and place an advisory board, if we so choose to do that, in place of the elected board. And that doesn't say that the county is going to stay out of the town's business. What that says is the county is going to have its foot firmly in the middle of the town of Pahrump's business to the point where it won't be the town's business. It is going to fully be the county's business. And Mr. Kunze, if I've illustrated that incorrectly, I would appreciate being corrected.
No, you're absolutely correct.
And I would like to add to that, if I may. There was one concern about keeping the fire department out of this. There's no way to separate the fire department from this talk.
Right. Mr. Chairman.
You cannot have it both ways.
You cannot have it both ways.
You're going to either leave the town board form of government where it is, which means that the Pahrump voters absolutely have a say through the election process who represents them, or you are going to have a town board that is appointed by the Board of Commissioners, and as you just saw with what happened with the town of Amargosa's petty cash fund, the county will be controlling every administrative and financial transaction of that town, every one. And like I said, I'm frankly very surprised at some of the folks who signed this petition. I really believe that people do not know what they're asking for here, and you should be careful what you wish for in this regard, lest you get it.
Call for the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Eastleigh votes no for the reasons I've stated before.
And I understand your reasons, Commissioner Eastley. Passes 4-1. Okay,